Hello, this is Critable and welcome to my Enhancement Shaman guide. I've seen a lot of guides out there on YouTube that are very long and in-depth, but so I thought I would just make a short and easy one that's easy to understand for a new person. I won't go too much in detail on everything why you need to choose this and why this is better, but it should be enough for a new person to understand it. Alright, then let's get to it. First I will go over the stats you need. For rating you need to have hit percent for your spell hits on 70% at least. It will vary depending on your race, but as a shaman I need only about 1600 something. I'm not exactly sure since I don't have the numbers right here. And you also need 26 expertise total to hit to avoid the boss dodging your attacks. And when you're attacking from behind, the boss can't parry, so you basically have to negate just the dodges and it's okay. Your main stats you want are agility, that's your main damage stat, and second you want mastery, but you have to balance your reforges so you get the most mastery out of your gear. I recommend using a site such as WoW Reforge to put in. They have stat weights that are for your spec and for the spec, and it will automatically tell you what you want to use. Second, I will go over your talents and glyphs that you need. I'm running 10 and 31-0 and picking up acuity, concussion, a call of flame, and elemental precision in elemental tree. You could pick reverberation, which reduces your cooldown on wind shear, but you really don't need any interrupts in Dragon Soul currently. In those fights that have it, you don't really require you to have it to do successfully. You will pick up every talent in the enhancement tree outside of Totemic Reach, Toughness, Frozen Power, Earthen Power, and Seasoned Winds, and put only 2 points in improved shields to fill out the slots, so to speak. For the glyphs, you want to use Glyph of Windfury weapon, Glyph of Lash, and Stormstrike as your main for single target. And if you're doing AOE on such as on your Sash, you want to have, instead of Windfury, you want to have Flame Shock Glyph to make it last longer. For major glyphs you want to have Stoneclaw, Ghost Wolf, and Lightning Shield. Lightning Shield is pretty much required, or else you will need to refresh Lightning Shield all the time. Stoneclaw is makes your Stoneclaw defense give you a shield. It's not that huge, but it helps for when you know the damage is coming. And Ghost Wolf, you can swap out Stoneclaw and Ghost Wolf for a lot of different glyphs depending on the fight. You can, for your Sarge, I use Fire Nova and Chain Lightning to do more AOE to the black adds. You can also use Healing Stream Totem Glyph if you're the only shaman in the raid, so you can provide with the Fire, Frost, and nature. You can mainly provide nature resistance because nobody else can give that on the outside of the hunters, and they lose a lot of DPS doing it. Lastly, there's the combat. For weapon imbues, you want to have Windfury on your main hand and Flame Tongue on your offhand. You all put up Lightning Shield before you enter combat, and you will use whatever flask you have and food provided by the raid. For this experiment I will just use my alchemy pot. First, when you enter combat, you put up your totems. You always want to have Searing Totem attacking the target, or else you will lose damage when you hit with your lava lash. Then you start attacking. The first priority is always Stormstrike, because it puts the debuff on the target. Next it will be Lava Lash, because it also does a lot of damage and it syncs up well with the cooldown on Stormstrike, as you can see. Then if you have proc Maelstrom 5 stacks, as I am, my power auras is showing here, you will hit Lightning Bolt or Chain Lightning if there's an AOE situation. And after Lightning Bolt, the priority you use Unleash to buff up the next Flame Shock, which you will put after that. And if you don't have any of that, you will do Earth Shock. And if Earth Shock you can't do that either, you will just hard cast Lightning Bolt if it's at 3 stacks or more. you will time your cooldowns so that you get the most benefit out of the hard hitting attacks, such as I have the glove enchant for engineering, and it only lasts 8 seconds, no 9 seconds, so I'll use it just before, so I can do my full combo before it runs out. And you should also try to use trinkets and such as you use your wolves. The wolves are the lowest priority, and you will usually just time it to when you need the burst damage. You need burst damage, which the enhancement isn't pretty good at anyway. We're more of a sustained damage class. For AoEing, such as on your Sarge Heroic, let's pretend that this is your Sarge. This level 70 dummy is your Sarge. When the bloods are coming to absorb into him, you save your lava lash for when the ads are spawning. When they spawn, you put flame shock, do lava lash to spread it, unleash, and fire nova. Now you can continue with your single target rotation outside of fire novas. You always do fire nova over everything else. You can do 2 attacks max between every fire nova. And remember, right now I don't have the glyph on, but if you glyph for your Sarge, you will have much more time to keep the flame shock rolling on every target. You also want to use magma totem if the raid requires it. If the raid doesn't have very good AoE damage, you can use magma totem as well to boost the DPS. Otherwise, you can use searing totem just to get more single target damage on the boss. Thanks for checking out my Enhancement Shaman quick guide. I hope you learned something from it and can utilize it when you own it up with your Enhancement Shaman in game.